What's up, what's up? So right now I got some wood loaded up on the CNC and I'm gonna make a box for 99 to 06 single cab. Boxes for 2 JL TW312s. Just got the box here on the computer. I need to do a little bit of programming and then I'll go ahead and cut the box out and get it put together.
Hey, my boy Keith.
Now that I got all the pieces cut, I gotta cut the angles. So the CNC machine is capable of cutting the angles. I just haven't learned it yet. So we're gonna use the table saw because it's a lot easier, it's a lot quicker, and that's what I'm capable of. So like these pieces right here, I believe this is a part of the port, so it's gonna be something like that. So I need to cut an angle in this piece, an angle in that piece, that way that'll go right together. And then also the top and the bottom, those need to be cut, and the baffle needs to be cut. So I gotta figure out what angles I need to cut in it, get those cut, and then we can start assembling. So now I gotta put some nails up in here because we're gonna be putting it together. But you can see, so like this is my top piece right here. So you can see I got the angle cut. So that's gonna go together like that. And then you can see my side piece is going to go on there, so you can see kind of how that port's going to work. So usually what I do, like when I'm cutting those angled pieces, is I'll make sure that this dimension right here is perfect, and then that way when I set my blade to cut, if I get that blade to cut right on that line, then I know the angle's perfect. So usually what I like to do whenever I'm assembling boxes, I'll start with the back first because that's my square piece, there's no angles cutting it, and then I'll start with the top. So I'll line up the top, I'll glue it, put some nails in it, and then I usually work the side next. So I'll do the sides, and then I have a couple braces that go in between, like that. So we're gonna start with the top and get it started.
Now the side pieces, Keith. Little bit of glue.
Yes, sir. So yeah, a lot of people ask, you know, why don't you use screws, or screws are stronger, or whatever. The strength comes from the glue. So as long as you make sure you have plenty of glue in that joint, then you won't have any problems with your box coming apart or anything like that. I typically don't like using screws because it takes a lot of time to map out where the screws go, and also when you drill out the hole for the screw to go into it, you're taking away material from that box, and so a lot of times the wood will start to split wherever you put a screw. So in my case, I just use brad nails and plenty of glue, and 98% of the time that is all you need.
And it looks cleaner too.
Yeah, you can go back and just fill the holes with a little bit of Bondo and make it nice and smooth. That way when you go get it bed lined, it looks perfect.
Center pieces, Keith.
Yes, sir. So we got some braces here. We have one brace that's going to go in the center. Make sure everything stays strong. So I need to measure. So this box is 56 inches. So this one will go 32. Half of 32 is 16. So, right? No, it's not. Yeah, it is. 16. 16. So 32 plus 16 is what? 32. 42, that's not right. Am I tripping? I'm tripping. Oh, half of 16. Dude, I'm tripping balls. My math is so wrong. Half of 56 is not 32. because that's 64. Half of 56 is 25, 28.
Oh yeah,
Jeez
yeah.
Louise, holy crud. 28, okay, and then 28 plus 16 is 38 plus 4, 42. Okay. Gosh, dog. Okay.
Now that looks more aligned.
Yeah, that's a lot better. And then we'll put this one at 16. Okay. So now that I got the correct math, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna draw lines on the inside of the box and the outside of the box. The inside, I can make sure the piece of wood is where it needs to be, and then the outside lines, I can shoot my nails on those lines so I can make sure that everything is perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and start marking that out, and then we can get the braces installed.
Hell yeah. Ooh, work in progress, Keith.
So we got this side done. We're gonna put a little glue up in here. Make sure we got all the strumpf.
How long does it take the glue to cure?
Well, it's pretty warm today and it's humid. So, I mean, realistically, it'll dry in probably 3 or 4 hours. Especially in the summer, it'll dry a lot quicker. But, you know, overnight or 24 hours until it's like fully cured, I'm assuming.
What type of glue you use?
It's Type Bond 2. You can use Type Bond 3, but really any wood glue, you know, will work. I usually tell my customers, like if I build a box and they pick it up and it's fresh, I tell them like, hey, you know, don't go put it in the car immediately. At least let it sit for a day so that way the glue can dry up and set. Yeah, and the big thing is, you know, I do use 1/2-inch wood on these boxes, and the reason why is just there's not a lot of space. So using 1/2-inch versus 3/4, I can usually get a little more airspace inside of the box. But I always make sure when I use 1/2-inch wood, I make sure that I have braces, because it is, you know, less strong than 3/4-inch wood. But once you add the braces and you strengthen the pieces, the long pieces, then you won't ever have to worry about the vibration. Because that's what, if you ever have a box where the joint breaks apart, it's usually because that piece of wood is vibrating back and forth with the subwoofer. And then over time, it's just like if you take a paper clip and you bend it back and forth, and then after a while of bending it, it's gonna break. It's the same thing with these glue joints. If you have a piece of wood that's sitting there vibrating and putting pressure on that joint, over time it's gonna break. But putting the braces in there keeps that wood from vibrating, and you don't have any issues with the seams coming apart. And something like this, you know, the JL woofers I think are rated for like 400 or 600 watts or something like that. So there's not a whole lot of pressure going on in here. If I were to build something with, let's say, 1,000-watt subwoofer, 2,000-watt subwoofers, then I'd probably would go to 3/4-inch to get that strength. But with this box being for the JLs, it'll be fine with a 1/2-inch. So that's a half of it. So I just gotta get this brace put in there, get that side poured on, and then I think I'll do the baffle and then the bottom, and it'll pretty much be done. The only thing I'll have to add after I get this put together is I do a little flush piece to keep the woofer kind of protected, and then I do the JL cutout so the woofer sits in there nice and pretty, which I'll probably do that tomorrow. But yeah, I'm gonna get these get this side done.
I just opened and closed my eyes and you're all done.
That's right. We got one whole subwoofer box. So as you guys can see, it fits 12-inch subwoofers, specifically JL TW3 12-inch subwoofers. You got your ports right here. I believe they're tuned to 32 hertz if you're curious. It's not completely finished. It is assembled. I need to make the little flush baffles that go over here, make it look pretty. And then I'll round the edges, I'll round this port, make sure everything looks good. Go ahead and fill these nail holes so that way when it gets bed lined or if it gets wrapped or whatever, you won't be able to see any of these nail holes. But yeah, cut it out, put it together in a couple hours. So, only got 16 more to do. I'm just kidding.
I was about to say, like, then let's get cut.
Yeah, I know, right?
The end of the day, Keith, so we gotta close the shop.
Yeah. Yep.
Let's get out of here.
Okay.
The next day.
Good morning, Keith.
Good morning, Daddy.
Time for round 2.
Yep, so right now I'm just finishing up programming the flush baffle pieces, and I have to tell the computer where to start the cut, because sometimes it wants to start the cut somewhere really dumb. But yeah, a couple minutes I'll have them start cutting them out, and get to it.
Are you gonna make a box like the one from yesterday or a new one?
No, I'm just gonna finish up the extra pieces on this one, and then I have a different box I'm gonna start on next.
Okay, let's get it, Keith.
The lights are out, you stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault.
Man, Keith, if you wouldn't have had that system, we will.
Yeah, you can see I just had the dust boot up for a couple seconds and it was throwing dust everywhere. So the dust collector is definitely a big good thing to have.
Probably the whole shop will be full of
I mean,
wood.
it is a lot dustier than I'd like it to be, but if we didn't have that, it'd be ruined. This whole shop would be nothing but MDF dust.
Keith.
Yeah. All right. So we got all the pieces cut. I put the 45-degree angle on the outside. Now I'm going to take all those pieces and I'm going to go ahead and do a 45-degree angle on the inside, make it look pretty, and then we can go ahead and attach that to the box. Once I get that attached, then I can go ahead and round all the corners, sand it down, make it look good, and we'll be done.
What's going on, Keith?
So I got my pieces attached right here. I'm just doing a little bit of Bondo, filling up some of the gaps and stuff like that, making it look good. So what I'll probably do, I'm gonna let this Bondo dry, sand it a little bit. I'll go ahead and round the corners and then come back and do one more layer of Bondo just to fill up all the little bitty holes. And yeah, after that, she'll be done.
What question for the people watching?
Oh yeah, so when I was cutting out all the pieces over there, I was getting bored and I wanted to know if you guys have bought this box or if you have any custom subwoofer box, what song would you play first? So I was listening to Shania Twain. So I was just curious. Y'all comment down below what song you would listen to first if you got a box like this.